We're the Eagles Pep Band, and you're watching CITV.
Plymouth Whitemarsh High School has a strong tradition of highly competitive and champion sports teams. Through CITV Sports, you'll witness PW's outstanding student athletes in action. However, there are many more games each week than what CITV is able to cover. So come out to PW, see the games live, and cheer for our teams from the stands. If you are a senior citizen with a gold card, you can even attend all of our regular season home games for free. Good luck to the competitors, and go Colonials!
Daddy go with it and keep him on? Michael? He's been to a couple games. I mean, Carrot Town, that whole group comes from time to time, which is really nice to see. They support it.
Deep for the Colonials, Mike Guinarelli and Dante Wilson.
It's bad football. Whether they win or lose. See, it's some athletes. And I know Penny Packer will.
Grady will kick for the Panthers.
So my inclination is to confront Penny Packer at halftime.
Is that what he coaches with?
Penny Packer?
Yeah.
Packer.
I thought he was at, I think he was up at, something in Pottstown.
Oh, he is. Foxborough.
Yeah, but I thought he was, I thought, Jesus.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Justin Green and welcome to Colonials football. We have 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, Stobro in the shotgun. Sweep play to number 25, Khan Jamal, down the sideline for a gain of 5 yards.
Jamal picks up 4.
Second down at 5, Stobro in the shotgun. Takes a snap. And we have a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Legal procedure.
Emotional BW.
We have offsides on Cheltenham.
Good for weight. Your experience.
First down.
We have 1st down Colonials at the 31-yard line. Sturble takes us under center in the power I formation.
Game is started.
Takes a snap, hands it off to fullback, and gets tackled for a gain of 3 yards. We have 2nd and 7.
Gravenese on the carry. tackle by Johnson.
Stober in the shotgun on 2nd and 7. Conjamal in motion, sweeps it to the outside. And gets tackled for a loss on the play. We have 3rd and 8. Well, the PW Colonials are coming into this game with a record of 7 and 1 and number 22 in the power rankings of Southeastern Pennsylvania.
3rd down and 9.
We have 3rd and 9. Stober on the shotgun. He looks at, drops, looks, and is caught for the 1st down.
Stober's pass complete. Vince Martina on the reception. 1st down, Colonials.
PW taking in the huddle. 1st down at the 44-yard line. That play was caught by Vince Martina, number 11, wide receiver. Serval takes us under center. So, given to the fullback.
Still
And
got
there's a quarterback keeper. Stober gets it for 2 yards, and we have
Whitehead.
2nd and
Johnson
3 yards.
tackle.
2nd and 7 from the 47-yard line. PW again in the power I formation. Vince Martina to the outside. Serval takes the handoff.
Oh, boy.
Gets plummeled by number 59 on Cheltenham for a big loss on the play.
Rocchino on the carry. Loss of 2.
Looks like we're going to have a passing situation on this play with 3rd and 12. PW coming to the line of scrimmage with Cheltenham. Looks like he's going to bring pressure on this play. Stober in the shotgun with 4 receivers. In motion. Stober drops back. Looks, passes downfield, and it is incomplete.
Stober's pass.
Intention
is
for number
incomplete.
85, Leland Krukowski.
Intended for Krukowski.
at the end. Quick runner. They never advanced that runner.
Hey, Mike, if you could, when I need to get this down about 5 inches, if you can't, don't worry about it.
With pump formation,
try
4th and
myself,
12.
please.
Stephen
I'll give it a
Longo
shot.
on to punt. And we've shown him back to receive at the 25-yard line. Snap by Jimmy Harner, and the punt. Stephen Longo goes out of bounds at
Longo's
the
punt goes out of bounds.
33-yard line. It'll be 1st
33-yard
and 10
line.
for
1st and
Cheltenham
10 for the
at their own
25
33.
and 18.
As we change here, we would like to say that tonight is homecoming night for PW, and we're going to have
We haven't worked for years.
the homecoming ceremony at halftime broadcasted live for you. So that's something to look forward to. Right now we have Cheltenham,
No, don't worry
1st
about
and 10 at the 33.
it. Mike, don't worry about
Okay.
it. 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
Quarterback Jones drops back, looks, passes in the flat, and
Pass
breaks a
is
few
complete.
tackles. And we have 1st down, Panthers at the 44-yard line.
Pass is complete to Smiley. First down for the Panthers.
You do a very good job.
Thank you.
Dylan Jones, the
You
quarterback
don't
for the
need anybody
Panthers.
else.
Sorry. Cheltenham has 3 receivers on the outside. Jones takes the handoff and hands it off to number 28, who breaks 2 tackles and is close to the first down, but they mark him a yard short at the PW 48-yard line.
East on the tackle.
Cheltenham is using a good run game that they have right now with PW.
Carry was by Jenkins.
Looking at defense, giving up 2 straight big plays of 10 yards and 9 yards. Cheltenham gets to the line. With 2 receivers out, 1 in the backfield with quarterback Dylan Jones. Takes a snap, gives the handoff, and he is going to get the first down at the 47-yard line.
On the tackle. Jenkins on the carry. First down for the Panthers.
On the clock, buddy. Where's my clock on? On the clock. I started here anyway.
Cheltenham gets to the line of scrimmage with 2 receivers on the outside and 1 in the slot. Jones takes a snap, looks downfield, and is going to run, but gets stopped
Jones on the carry.
at the line of scrimmage, possibly for a 1-yard gain.
Robinson on the tackle. Along with McGinley.
Now we have 2nd down and 9 at the PW 47-yard line. Cheltenham is definitely taking longer on their plays to have the Dylan Jones relay it to the offense than PW does, who kind of runs more of a hurry-up offense style. Cheltenham keeping the same formation with Jones in the pocket. Looks for the sweep on the outside, and he has running room. And big carry by number 33 on Cheltenham. Gets a major first down, and Joe Stover with the tackle at the 25-yard line. Cheltenham is moving the ball very well.
Williams on the carry. First down for the Panthers.
Cheltenham for the first time under center in a power I formation. 2 receivers on the outside. Gives it number 33 for a 1-yard, possibly 2-yard gain. And we have
McGinley on the
2nd and 8. John McGinley making the stop on that one.
Abdul Heck.
No, it was 15 yards on the field. Oh, yeah?
Cheltenham going back to that power I formation with only 2 receivers on the outside. Jones takes a snap, looks to keep it, and gets stopped for only a 1-yard gain at the 22-yard line. Leland Kukowski on the stop. Well, considering the drive that Cheltenham had, this will be a big win for the Colonials defense if they can hold them to a 4th down, possibly a field goal. Maybe they'll go for it. But at least, since they're outside of the red zone, we're going to most likely have a passing play, even though their run game has been pretty good on the opening drive. Jones with 8 seconds on the play clock. Under center, power I formation, 2 on the outside. Looks, drops, passes, and is caught in the red zone for and is touchdown, Cheltenham, for a 22-yard touchdown. And not the opening drive you want for your defense. On that, he looked wide open on that play.
On the reception of that touchdown.
All Dylan Jones did drop back, looked for his 2 receivers, and found one open in the flat. And he looked.
Kids went through school there, and he was a coach.
With extra point attempt. kick is up, and it is good. Cheltenham takes a 7-0 lead with 4:16 left on the clock.
Cheltenham 7.
And
Colonials
7-0
0.
Cheltenham. Well, let's see if PW can get their offense going. They lacked a little bit in the first. They had a nice looking run game, but it just didn't work out when they had 2 chances on a deep ball that Joe Stovall couldn't connect with. But
Yeah, it was a long drive.
It sure was.
it'll be nice to try to see Blaze Gravenese get into this game, who was named the Southeastern Pennsylvania Player of the Week last week, who against Hatboro Horsham, who scored a touchdown and had a late game pick to seal the victory.
The maintenance guy was up here. He said he would be up.
We have Mike Einarelli and Dante Wilson back to receive the kickoff.
Einarelli and Wilson to receive.
Cheltenham's coming on the field with a good start for them.
When are you going to start?
Oh yeah, I believe it is. Try and see. Just say.
This was our last year.
Just put the mic on the chair.
I'll put it to work.
They're gonna retake that.
But she's gonna do some private stuff. She's special.
Cheltenham looks to kick it deep. A nice booming kick in the end zone for a touchback. So Colonials will get the ball at the 20-yard line for a first down.
Will take over at the 20-yard line.
All the time, lawsuits. Oh yeah.
You're not on, right? Okay. Yes,
I can't stand
Lawyer
that.
heaven down here.
Huh?
Like lawyer heaven down here.
Huh. You can't stand that.
Well, the PW offense is looking to get moving with their pass game, who looked really good last week.
Well, supposedly.
And even their run game, they're just trying to move their offense down the field. Make sure to show some different formations to the Cheltenham defense. Right now, Stovall has 2 running backs in the backfield with him. He looks, and he gives it to Khan Jamal, who has running room. He makes a cutback, makes 2 cutbacks, breaks a tackle. Great run by Khan Jamal for a 20-yard gain all the way out to the 40-yard line. That's what the Colonials need, and Khan Jamal comes up a little bit shaken, holding his left hand, it looks like.
The rain stopped already.
Stovall back under center in a power I formation. He has 2 receivers on the outside. 10 seconds on the play clock. Stovall takes a snap and keeps it on following the right guard all the way out to the 46-yard line for a 6-yard gain on first down.
McTeer on the tackle. I thought that Stovall did. I thought he faked it to grab these and then carry himself.
Stovall with 2 in the shotgun, 1 receiver to the outside. Stovall, oh, bobbly snap, it gets it off, but is tackled in the backfield. And Blaze Gravenese got that handoff. It was a little bit of a high snap. Stovall did good to control that, get it to Blaze Gravenese. Unfortunately, he lost a few yards on that. So we now have 3rd down and 7 at the Colonials' 43-yard line with 2:37 on the clock. PW could certainly use a first down, get some momentum back in this game. Stovall on the shotgun. In motion, Stovall rolls out to the right side. He looks downfield. He fires. It is incomplete, but there is a flag on the play.
There was a flag.
Holding. Holding. Hold the guy, yes. Holding, Pete.
Holding on the Colonials.
This one looks like it's going to be on the Colonials. We have, holding on the Colonials. That penalty is declined, which will bring up 4th down and 7, which the Colonials will definitely punt. Here's Stephen Longo back to punt, who last kick got the ball at the Panthers' 33-yard line, so let's see if he could try to pin them a little deeper in their own territory. Longo. Kick, that's a good punt. Catches it, returns for... fumble on the play! And Cheltenham recovers that down at the 30-yard line. Good coverage by the Colonials to get to that ball quickly, though.
Iannarelli on the first tackle.
The 30-yard kick beat 7 return fumble.
7-yard return.
Mike Iannarelli was the first one on that play to get that strip fumble, but Colonials couldn't come up with the recovery on that play. So now Cheltenham at 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line, and up 7-0 with 2:02 left on the clock. Cheltenham comes back with that power I formation. Jones under center, hands it off, and is tackled for a loss at the 31-yard line. Good job by
That tackle was by Terrence Robinson.
Terrence Robinson on the play to get to that.
Loss of 1 on the play.
Cheltenham has had some luck in their first drive with their pass offense, to see if they can get the same result on their second drive, and the Colonials will try to put a stop to that. Jones in shotgun with a receiver to his right with 3 receivers. Jones takes a snap, drops back, looks downfield, and is going to run, and he escapes the tackle, spin move, and all that, and good tackle by Jamal. And Dylan Jones picked up some ground there, 3rd and 6 at the
Teron Brown on the tackle.
34-yard line. Excuse me, 3rd and 8 at the
3rd and 8 for the
34-yard line. Which 3rd and 8 last drive, the Panthers threw for a touchdown. So let's see if the Colonials can hold them here and make them punt and get the ball back. We have 10 seconds on the play clock. Dylan Jones has 3 receivers. On the outside, he fakes, gets the handoff. He looks and is going to run, shovels it, and is incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
So we'll bring up 4th and 8. The Colonials did their job on defense, and let's see if they can capitalize.
Pass was intended.
Cheltenham has their punt unit on with Dante Wilson back at the 30-yard line to receive.
Dante Wilson deep for the Colonials.
Cheltenham in punt formation, gets the punt off. Wilson catches it, looks upfield, he's got a lane, running room, and good return for a 13-yard return down to the 44-yard line.
36-yard kick, 12-yard.
36-yard kick. 12-yard return.
We're now 1st and 10
Miley on the tackle.
at the 43-yard line. 7 seconds left on the clock, so this will be the last play of the first quarter. Still rolling shotgun with 3 receivers, and Blaze Gravenese lined up to his right. Dante Wilson in motion, takes snap, cuts under center, breaks the tackle, but gets pummeled at the 47-yard line, which will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Cheltenham 7, Colonials 0. Colonials will get the ball to start the second quarter at the 48-yard line.
I think that's your program. I mean, I can't have it. If you want this, you may have this.
What I really need is something that rises just, so I can slide this under.
So Spencer, what did you say in the first quarter to make you think that the Colonials can win this game?
Here's Eddie.
Okay, yes.
I tried to fix it last night. I couldn't. still on it, he's gone.
There you go. You did good, Ed.
These kids are doing smarter than
Thank you, Ed.
Hey, Ed, when I get old, I want to be as technical as you.
So we have Coach Chang on the sideline just giving instructions to his team. Ready to start the second quarter. Stover on the shotgun with two running backs to his both sides. Dante Wilson gets the handoff and gets tackled for a loss of 3 yards on the play.
Colonials' running game not looking good right now.
No, not at all. They've lost many yards, probably more than they have even gained on both drives tonight. It's not looking great. Stover might have to pass on this 3rd and 7 from their own 41. Stover with Blaze Gravenese to his left and 3 receivers stacked on his left side. We have a flag on the play, and we have a legal formation on the offense. So bring that back 5 yards, and we will have 3rd and 12.
Colonials looking really uneasy on offense today. Not looking good.
It's definitely different from last week. From even with Cheltenham and Half Hour Horsham, 2 good teams. It's just that both weeks later they have a chance to get home field in the district playoffs, so maybe the nerves are getting to them a little bit, but hopefully things will change in the second quarter.
Still 3 quarters left.
Stover with the same formation, 3 receivers stacked to his left side. Kukowski on his right. Stover drops back, looks,
Incomplete.
and is incomplete. Possibly a little hold on that play, but officials not giving any leeway on
That's
that
going to be
play.
another punt. All punts today for the Colonials.
Yeah. The first drive looked promising, but the last 2, it's just 3 and out. And Stephen Longo definitely getting his workload in tonight, with the first 3 drives going with 3 punts. And we have Cheltenham back to receive at the 30-yard line. PW rushes David Garcia onto the field. It's a low snap. Stephen Longo does well to control that, pick it up. Oh, hits a Colonial defender and gets picked up by John McGinley at the 34-yard line, which is where the Cheltenham Panthers will start their 3rd drive of the game.
First and 10, Panthers.
Now the Panthers, their passing game looks good and their running game looks good. They've had some nice control, good setup drives, and they only capitalized on 1 of them, but they're looking to get more. Jones in the pocket, takes a snap, looks, thrown to the flank, and it is dropped by number 5. So we'll have 2nd and 10 from the 34-yard line. I'll tell you, Dylan Jones is definitely getting his workout in, run back from the sidelines to get the plays, and still looks good on his throws. He's very accurate. He's got good touch on the ball.
10 on the play clock.
Yeah, that's all right. Right now he's under center. Looks gets to his tailback, and he breaks a few tackles out to the 37-yard line.
Cheltenham keeps looking to run up the gut.
Now it will definitely be a big stop for the Colonials defense to make Cheltenham get their first 3 and out of the game. Now at the 37-yard line. So definitely not in any scoring range right now, but Dylan Jones looks to still be under center with a power I formation, 2 receivers on each side. Fakes the handoff, looks. That's a backwards pass, but so they can play that. Gets it out, and it's close to the first down, but we have a penalty on the play, possibly a late hit on the Colonials. And doesn't say right now. Well, they're marking him a yard short as of now without the flag. Yeah, we have personal foul, late hit on the Colonials.
That's a big blow.
Exactly, which will move the ball 15 more yards and get Cheltenham in PW's territory.
Would have been 4th and short. Cheltenham went for it. Could have gotten a big stop there. Good field position. Instead, it's a first down.
The Colonials, that is 3 penalties on the game so far. They do have to be a little more sound in their both offense and defense. They're giving Cheltenham some unnecessary yardage. Right now, Jones in the power I formation hands it off for
short gain.
A gain of 1 yard on the play to bring up 2nd and 9 at the Colonials' 41-yard line.
On the tackle. Along with McGinnis.
Now, the PW defense hasn't been struggling, but they necessarily haven't been getting to the quarterback on his rollouts. They haven't been stopping the running back short.
Cheltenham's been getting a lot of conversions on 3rd down, though.
Yeah,
it's really killing them.
And now Jones in the shotgun with 3 receivers out. Looks
Looking
back,
outside.
quick pass over to the sideline, and tackle made by Joe Stobrel, which will bring up a 3rd down and 3 at the 35-yard line. So definitely another one of those short 3rd down stops, which the Panthers, they have only converted on 2 3rd downs, which is way too many. But the Colonials looking for a win on defense to try to stop them, and I doubt this is in field goal range for their kicker, so it'll probably be a punt situation if they do not get it.
Gonna need a stop here.
So right now, Dylan Jones, backfield looks. It's a
Runs
reverse outside.
Another first down.
And Cheltenham gets first down at the 29-yard line of the Colonials. Spencer, like you said, it's another first down. The Colonials really haven't been able to stop Cheltenham. They gave up a touchdown on 3rd and 7.
Well, Cheltenham's been getting a lot of short yardage plays.
Yeah, and the Colonials are having trouble getting into the backfield to stop the Panthers right now. As usual, the Panthers on first down will line up in the power I formation with 2 receivers to Jones' left. Jones takes a snap, hands it off, and it gets to the outside and pushed out of bounds by Joe Sobel for another first down. Now on that play, the Colonials did get to the backfield, but they just couldn't make the stop.
Could have been tackled for a big loss there. Instead, it turns into a 13-yard gain. Looks like field goal territory.
They have Nick Sudell coming into the play. Coming in for Teron Brown. So Sudell will come in at D-tackle. Right now we have first down at the 16-yard line. So it's Cheltenham's first time to actually run a play in the red zone because they scored at the 22-yard line last play. As usual, again, first down. Jones gives it to fullback and plummels his way on first down to the...
Another short yard gain, 4 yards on that play.
To the Colonials' 12-yard line, which... Right now we're definitely in field goal range, so the Colonials just need to hold them to a field goal or even get a stop if Cheltenham decides to go for it. But right now they just need to worry about making tackles because they missed a few on this drive. Jones pitches it to the outside.
Big loss.
great tackle right there by Jair Ross.
That's the kind of stops that they needed on every play. That's a loss of 8.
Exactly. That's a big play right there. That brings...
Might even be out of field goal range.
Exactly. That brings Cheltenham to a 3rd and 12 situation right now from the 18-yard line. So that's very much different from a 2nd and 6 or even the 3rd and 6, considering if he got to the line of scrimmage. But
Gonna need a stop here.
yeah. In motion. Cheltenham gets it to the outside. Cuts back on the field. Reverses field. And gets brought down short of the first down.
Still, even there, he could have been tackled for an even bigger loss.
A yard of what the line of scrimmage would be. So right now we have 4th down and 9. Cheltenham
Field goal unit comes
looks
on.
like they're going to bring their field goal unit on. So try to make this a 2-possession game. And we have number 19 back for a kick. It's a 32-yard field goal. The kick is up, and it is no good. Wide left. So that's a big stance for the Colonials, holding Cheltenham to no points, and they will get the ball at the 15-yard line.
That's huge because now Colonials are only down 1 possession.
Exactly. If the Colonials could just even get points on this drive, because they did receive on the opening kickoff, so Cheltenham will get the ball to start the second half, which is unfortunate because PW, if they wanted to control the last possession in the game, will have to control the last 5 minutes and 46 seconds, and they start on their own 20-yard line. Stover right now has 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Blaze Gravenese in the backfield. Stover in shotgun. Looks to pass.
Outside.
It's out, but he overthrows Gravenese for incomplete pass. Coverage by number 28 in Cheltenham.
Colonials are going to need to get this passing game going. 80 yards to go.
Exactly.
They want to get a touchdown on this drive, bring it to even.
2nd and 10 on the field right now. Colonials line up in the power I formation with 3 receivers to Stober's left. Stober takes a snap, hands it off to fullback, and gets tackled for a gain of 2 yards at the 22-yard line.
Now it's
So
going to be a
again,
3rd and 8.
you have a 3rd and long situation. Do you pass here, or do you consider running it, since your run game hasn't been as bad as the pass game?
You got to pass here. You got to go for something.
Exactly.
Running game isn't any good either.
Stober only has 1 receiver out, but he has 2 to each side. Drops back.
Pressure on the
Looks.
inside.
And he is dropped at the 18-yard line for a loss of 4 yards, which will bring up 4th down. And there's another 3 and out that the Colonials could not get their offense moving.
That's a huge loss for the Colonials offense because now Cheltenham's going to get the ball back with 4:40 on the clock. Easily enough time to get another touchdown drive going.
Exactly. Stephen Longo back to kick again. Cheltenham gets to receive it. They're on 48. Longo with a very short punt on that play. And takes a Colonial bounce, though. And touched at the Panthers' 49-yard line. So that's where they will get the ball. 1st and 10.
Looked like a Cheltenham player.
It
got
really,
a late hit on one of the Colonials. That could have been bad. 15-yard loss.
And it really hasn't, by either team, looked like they've been comfortable on offense. And it hasn't even been that the defensive performance is remarkable or they're getting to the quarterback. It's just that both offenses haven't been able to get the ball downfield. And now, 1st down. Cheltenham lines up in a power I formation with Jones under center. Takes the handoff, looks for the fullback who, that's a nice hole in between the left guard and left tackle for a nice 5-yard gain to bring up 2nd and 5 at the Colonials' 46-yard line.
Cheltenham just keeps going up the gut with their running back.
It's just that the Colonials offense is putting their defense in a very bad position because that's only one play and they're already in Colonials territory. You know, an unusual lineup here for second down. Pitches it to the outside. Well, breaks a tackle, cuts to the outside, and great run by number 33 on Cheltenham. Colonials have had trouble all game with the pitch to the outside and cutting to the outside. They really haven't had any luck with sealing the outside and having them cut into the inside.
Colonials' defender barely got the tackle from behind. That could have been a touchdown. He had a wide open lane to the end zone.
Now we have 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line, which that just shows you how quickly things can change. The Colonials had a good defensive stop, and now they're already back on defense close to the 3 and out. 1st down, Jones fakes the reverse, hands it off, and under center gets a 1-yard gain to bring up 2nd and 9. Just John McGinley he's been a workhorse lately, coming off a concussion and getting right back into the game. That's his 3rd tackle, so he's definitely made his impression on the defensive side.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line. The Colonials can get a stop here. Might get the ball back with some time left on the clock. Maybe get something.
It's just that they really haven't had any luck getting into the backfield, contesting, and when they have contested, they failed to get the ball. It looks deep, and it is
incomplete.
Great coverage by Stobrel on that play to come across and make sure that it'll bring up 3rd down and 9. I'll tell you, though, if Stobrel wasn't there, that's a touchdown waiting to happen. That was a great pass by Dylan Jones. And the Colonials defense has matched up well against the Colonials offense, but like I said before, it's just that where the ball has started hasn't been the field possession that you would want if you're the defense.
Remember, the last 3rd down situation in this kind of territory ended up being a touchdown.
Jones rolls out to the left, on the run, fires, it is dropped. That's a big play right there, because if that was caught, they're in the red zone again. But that was a good touch pass by Dylan Jones. He just couldn't hold on to it. So it'll bring a 4th and 9 at the 31-yard line.
This clearly isn't field goal range. It's going to be interesting to see what they do here. Doesn't look like they have the punt unit on.
No, it kind of looks like they're going to go for it. I don't understand this.
4th and 9 from the 31, and they're going for it.
Yeah.
The offense stays on the field.
Especially when you have a chance, right, to pin PW back in their own territory when they haven't had any luck getting the 1st down. I don't know if I agree with this call, but
well,
I'm not a coach.
It's out of field goal range, so it might be 4-down territory. Looks like that's what the coach opted to do.
That's right. Dylan Jones takes a snap, a way of stoppage of play for Cheltenham because their first charge timeout with 2:34 remaining.
Looks like the coach might want to get his punt unit on here.
Yeah.
Maybe he's rethinking it.
The second quarter hasn't been favorable for the Colonials. They haven't had any movement on offense, but their defense has stood up strong with the position that they've been in. And if their defense continues to play like this the whole game, the Colonials offense will eventually get moving. So you would expect to put some points on the board. The Colonials defense have had some great stands on that missed field goal. Right now, even on a drop pass that would have got a 1st down, they've still had a little bit of pressure to make Dylan Jones make up his mind where to throw the ball to.
The problem is if the Colonials keep getting 3 and outs, the defense is going to get real tired.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So
defense has been on the field for the majority of this quarter. Looking to get a stop here. 4th and 9.
You have to see that they would have to pass on this play, though. If they, well, look, they're definitely going for it right now. They've
Quarterback in shotgun formation. Looks like they're going to pass.
Exactly. They have slot receiver in motion right now, one to his left.
Pressure.
Jones looks back, and it's very close on this play. I don't know if they're going to give it to him. It's right at the marker, and
looks like a first down from what I saw.
Yeah.
Removing him.
And
it is.
they're giving him the first down. That's just poor coverage. If you cannot let him get to the flat, especially on a 4th and 9 when you know they didn't have success going deep. They didn't have success going over the middle. So the flat is the only route that they've caught a pass on. So you have to know if you're an outside linebacker.
Huge play for Cheltenham.
Exactly, to get that ball and cover that and make sure you take that away. But Cheltenham lines up in the power I formation and runs right up the gut.
Now they're in the red zone.
For a nice pickup of, looks like about 4 yards. So Cheltenham, like you said, once again in the red zone, which isn't favorable for the Colonials, and it's not where they have not had chances to stop. Cheltenham, I mean, they've executed a 4th and 9. They executed a 3rd down. So if you're the Colonials, you have to stop.
Only 1:40 on the clock. Colonials might want to look.
Jones rolls out, but we have a flag on the play. And we have illegal formation on the offense, which is a big penalty. That brings them back to 2nd and 11. So right now, Cheltenham, they like that power I formation, and they like that when they have 3 receivers to Jones's left. They like rolling out, but they also like that comeback play to try to get up the middle of the field, which right now it looks like what they're going to do right now. They have a running back, but Jones drops back to pass. He looks
keep
to
it
run.
himself.
Gets tackled at the original line of scrimmage.
Teron Brown coming back in. Defensive tackle for the Colonials.
And Cheltenham takes her 2nd charge timeout, which brings up 3rd and 11 at the 23-yard line, which there's 57 seconds left on the shot clock. PW is off 3 timeouts. If they can get a stop here, you would imagine that they would take a timeout to preserve time for their offense to try to get something moving. It certainly looks like a pass play here. They're talking about it right now. Their defense, Colonials' defense is looking decent. They need a big stop right here because if you get a first down on a 4th and 9, you can't let them get a first down on 3rd and 11 because you would expect them, if it's a short 4th down, that they would go for it, especially after that missed field goal. Cheltenham out of the timeout with Dylan Jones under center with 2 running backs in the backfield with him. He hands off. A fake reverse to the outside. And he breaks a tackle, but looks a yard short, yeah, of the first down. I'll tell you, that was a great call by the offensive coordinator.
Going to be interesting to see what Cheltenham's coach calls for here.
Cheltenham takes their 3rd and final timeout of the half, and that brings up 4th and 1. So if you're Cheltenham, after that missed field goal, do you kick the field goal to try to ensure going up by two possessions, or what looks like right now they're going for it and trying to make sure they have the last possession of the half?
This is going to be really interesting. You would think that they would take the points.
That you would think that, but after that 4th and 9 conversion, and right now 4th and 1 with how good their running game has been in the first half, you would expect this to be a run if they go for it.
Yeah, but their kicker clearly had the range on the field goal, just a little wide left.
If they go for it, I guess the Cheltenham coach doesn't have, or lost a little bit of confidence in their kicker, but looks like they have 3 receivers stacked to Jones's left. Jones in shotgun
If it's a run play, looks like
with the receiver.
gonna run it up the gut.
Big play here, 4th and 1 at the 13-yard line. Colonials bring blitz and they run it up the gut. And it looks like
That carry was by Boswell.
Looked a little short.
looks like he is short on that play, and he is. First down, Colonials. That's a big stop right there.
40 seconds left on the clock. From the 13-yard line, Colonials have 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, 3 timeouts.
All 3 timeouts to get all the way down the field in 40 seconds.
So if you look, they have 87 yards to go for a touchdown. Cheltenham gets the ball back in the second half. Do you just play conservative and run the clock out, or do you go for the points here?
You got to go deep. I mean, the passing game hasn't looked very good here, but you got to go for
under
it.
center, rolls out
Heavy
fast,
pressure.
shovels it to Wilson. Wilson cuts back on the inside, but gets stuffed for a gain of 2 yards.
Looks like the
PW
Colonials
takes
called a
their first charge
timeout.
timeout of the half, brings up 2nd and 8 at the 15-yard line.
Now that's interesting. They were going for the run there. They're going to need something. If they're calling a timeout, they should not be running the ball. They should be looking upfield.
Stobro has a good deep ball, too. I'm surprised that they don't go to Vince Martina or even Blaise Gravenese out of the backfield.
Deep game has looked good the last couple weeks, too.
Yeah, you have Stobro, who's a mobile quarterback, so you can even rely on him to be a pocket passer, or in this situation probably roll out to either side. And he's a righty, so he's probably more comfortable rolling out to the right. So if you're PW right now, 2nd and 8, you have 2 timeouts.
Interesting play call on that last play.
Right, that did hurt him.
Yeah. Now there's 30 seconds left on the clock. That last play burned 10 seconds.
Right now, Stobro's in the shotgun, and he has 4 receivers to the outside with Blaise Gravenese in the backfield to his left. Stobro rolls out to his left.
He's got a
Looks
block.
on the run. Fires. Incomplete on the sideline. Oh, caught on the sideline. That stops the clock.
24 seconds left on the 29. Still not getting much offense going here. Gonna need a lot more than that to get all the way downfield.
But at
for
least
even a field goal.
You got that first down, though, which the last 2 possessions they've gone 3 and out. So even if this doesn't result in any points, it has to be a momentum swing for this offense. Right now, Stobro in
Colonials do not
shotgun.
want to go into
by
the
his
half
backfield.
shut out.
Stobro takes a snap. Is rushed a little bit in the pocket. Looks complete to looks like Vince Martina on the right side.
Colonials call their second timeout.
Well, they're moving the ball a little bit. You have Steven Longo, who's a reliable place kicker. I don't know if they would have time to kick a field goal with only 18 seconds left, and you're not even in Cheltenham territory. So with only 1 timeout, you would have to throw the ball to the outside, to the sideline. And if you throw it in the middle of the field, you're going to have to make sure you get significant yardage on that play.
Still, the Colonials look like they're 40, 50 yards out from Longo's field goal range with 18 seconds left on the clock. This is not looking promising.
It's going to be interesting. Cheltenham hasn't necessarily been great covering the pass, but PW yet again hasn't been great on the route running and their offensive line. Stobro's had to rush his throws a little bit. Good thing he's able to throw very accurate on the move. So looks like we're going to have 2 receivers to Stobro's right and 2 running backs on both sides of the quarterback. Stobrel on 2nd and 8. Takes a step in the shotgun. Very low snap. Good job adjusting to it. Stobrel moves to the outside. Looks. And runs. And
Stobrel carries the ball out of bounds.
even though he only gained 2 yards on that play, it was a good job by him by getting out of bounds to stop the clock without wasting a timeout.
You know it's bad when Cheltenham leaves 4 guys in the backfield and they still get heavy pressure on the quarterback, forcing him to roll outside. Now there's 10 seconds left on the clock, and it doesn't look like the Colonials are going to have anything to show for this half.
And what hurts about that, too, is that it just shows you how well covered the Colonials receivers are. So they're going to have to rely on their run game, it seems like, in the second half because their receivers can't break free.
Since I've been watching.
Well,
Rick Pennypacker.
Cheltenham's defense going to be really confident going into the half.
definitely.
Shutting
Stobrel,
out these Colonials.
again, pressure on him. And he is sacked.
But there's a flag on the play. Looks like the refs both have the same flag.
The initial thing, we have
Holding.
holding on the Colonials.
On the
There's another
Colonials.
penalty for you, which will most likely be declined by Cheltenham, which will bring up a...
This is most definitely going to bring us to the half with 5 seconds left on the clock.
Absolutely. When they have momentum in the half, they just seems like they have a setback to... I mean, you saw there. They had 2 passes in a row, which will get you a first down. And then this holding penalty brings it back, and the Colonials just let the half run out, which 7-0 Cheltenham over PW at the half. Cheltenham will get the ball back to start the third quarter. And we will bring you the homecoming ceremony live. So stick around with us and enjoy that. And we're back for second half coverage of the Colonials homecoming game against the Cheltenham Panthers. First half wasn't too exciting for the Colonials. They had 3 straight 3-and-outs. But Spencer, what would you like to see in the second half?
I want to see the Colonials offense wake up, get their defense off the field a little, move the ball, move the sticks a little, get around a little bit. I don't think they've gotten into Panthers territory yet this game.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, I don't think they have.
I don't think they've got past the 50.
Yeah. There's Stephen Longo ready to kick the second half off. A little pooch kick down to the 22-yard line. Cheltenham returns it to the 32-yard line, which they will start with a 1st and 10. Now, Cheltenham has had success running out of the power I, but the Colonials have had a tough time defending the run out of the power I and the fake pass.
The defense has done all right. They're just not.
I just don't think that they've been containing the Panthers offense at all. Keep getting short yardage gains, keep moving it all the way downfield, and eventually they'll get to the 30, 20-yard line.
And as expected, Cheltenham, with all the success they've had out of the power I, goes for right now. Keeper to the outside, pitches it for a nice 7-yard gain.
They keep running the ball. They'll be all the way downfield.
Abdul Pak out of bounds.
Especially the thing with the Colonials that they're having trouble with is sealing that outside to make sure that they cut back. Because once Cheltenham gets to the outside, they will take off. They've showed that in the first half. Yeah, it's way too much. Exactly. Cheltenham again in the power I formation. Jones under center. And we have a flag on the play. Most likely looks to be offsides. Yep. Offsides on the Colonials, which is another costly penalty, which brings Cheltenham a first down, which once again they did not earn.
That's what, 4 or 5 penalties on the Colonials defense this game?
About.
What's Cheltenham's record like?
1 and
2 and
Yeah.
2 and
They
5.
made their territory 3 or 4 times. Had that missed field goal in the first half.
Cheltenham with 3 receivers on each side. Jones rolls out, looks to run. It's a scrimmage and gets out of bounds at the
47-yard line.
Yeah.
3-yard gain.
Not that bounds by Robinson.
I'll tell you though, that PW's doing a good job of containing Jones when he rolls out, but the one thing, or one of many things that they're having trouble with is keeping on that pitch play when they roll out, they don't seal the edge. Cheltenham back to that power I formation. Colonials look like bringing blitz. What was that? And that's great play by
Taken down by Galante and Robinson.
Galante and Robinson. And that's what they needed that they didn't do in the first half, is shut the Panthers down in the backfield.
It's going to be a 3rd and 8. The Colonials can get a stop here. They might get the ball back at the 25-30-yard line.
3rd and 8.
Cheltenham for only the first time in this game running a 3rd down out of the power I formation. Jones looks, he's got a little bit of running room, but great job by Terrence Robinson by dropping Jones back at the 40-yard line, which will bring up a very big 4th down and definitely a punt situation.
That's a huge swing play in this game. It's going to set the tone for the rest of the second half. If they keep doing that.
Dante Wilson deep.
Cheltenham looks to punt on 4th and 12. Oh, very high snap on that. Dante Wilson looks, but I don't think we'll have any running room. Oh, he does. He doesn't call a fair catch, and it's costly. He loses 3 yards on that play and gets dropped at the 21-yard line.
34-yard kick.
-6.
Useless loss.
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes that 50-50 ticket again. If you own 50-50
Oh,
ticket,
PW's offense
8,
struggled in the first
0,
half. What would you like to
4,
see from them in the second
4,
half to get
9,
going?
7. Please collect it up here in the announcement booth.
Again, they have the ball on their own 20-yard line.
1st and 10,
They can go
Colonials.
3 and out here. Cheltenham is at the 40 and 50.
Yep.
It's been what's happening all game for the Colonials.
Sturbo hands it off to Wilson, who picks up, looks like a
Dante
yard
Wilson on the carry.
on that play. There's a little,
Whitehead on the tackle.
They use the half wall.
yeah, there's a little confusion on that play. How Vince Martino is lining up on the wrong side, and they rushed the play a little bit, getting down to the play clock.
Looks like the Colonials are going to look to pass here.
Still under center. That's Martina, who gets the handoff and has a little bit of running room, cuts to the outside. And
Gravity.
great carry on the outside by Blaze Gravenese.
And that's the
Taken out by Abdul Haq.
They need
They got to use more.
Exactly, gets you
First down,
about
Colonials.
20.
He had a good game last week from
Yeah.
what I read.
50,
They took better this
Up to-
season.
About 28 yards on that play. And that's exactly what PW needs. Just get a little bit of momentum. You got to at least get 3 points on this play. And I won't be surprised out of this power affirmation if they pass. You have one-on-one coverage with Vince Martina. Still under center of the power I. Gives it back to Gravenese, who breaks a tackle and gets a first down at the 38-yard line.
10-yard gain on that play.
Coming out strong in the second half with this run game.
What? He's going to feature Blaze money.
Was that right?
Sunday State.
You know, I'm sure Coach Chang had something to do with that. I mean, he I guarantee he was not pleased with their performance in the first half.
First down, Colonials.
After that big win against Upper Dublin, you would think that they were able to handle a team like Cheltenham. Still, they put up a good set in the first half. Never a good sign.
PW back in the power I formation, hands it off to tailback Dante Wilson, who breaks free. He has a lane, and Dante Wilson is in for the touchdown. Colonials, great opening lane by the Colonials. 37-yard run by Dante Wilson, and that brings the Colonials right back in this ball game.
Finally getting some points on the board. Back in the field.
That was great offensive line play, opening up that hole for Dante Wilson, and he took advantage of it.
Oh, okay.
Definitely. Stephen Longo on for the field goal attempt to tie the game, and he puts it through, 7-7.
There you go. The kick is good for the Colonials.
That's exactly what PW needed. First drive of the game, they held Cheltenham on defense, and PW comes back with a great score of their own, led by their running attack, and it just shows you how the first half doesn't dictate the second half in terms of the run game.
The lovely Diana Wakefield has just walked away with a pile of money, and she's talking about going to the ale house. I don't know what that's all about.
They talked about it over the half.
There is a lady about this big with black
Looks like they're putting more of an emphasis on their full head.
fuzzy hair in the corner of the field inside. She's so sick.
Well, the Colonials defense has looked good in the first half and the opening drive of the third quarter, and the thing with their defense is that Cheltenham hasn't had a pass game in this contest, and it's surprising a little bit that how lacking of the Colonials have of blitz. They haven't blitzed at all.
Cheltenham looks like they're playing the short game. They were doing that the whole first half.
Right.
5-6 yard gains on every play.
Okay, thanks, Don.
Yep.
It was working for them. Looks like the Colonials might have figured them out, though. Should hope they did.
Cheltenham returns that kick to the 38-yard line, which is where they will start their second drive of the second half.
First and 10 for the Panthers.
Now, like we were just talking about, the Colonials have had great success on defense. They've gone to Dylan Jones a little bit, but it looks like they have the same formations with wide receivers split out to the side and a running back, which is what they're going with right now. Jones looks to pass, goes downfield, has a man. Ooh, just overthrow. Good coverage by Stobraw on the top.
Cover high throw. Guy in the backfield ready to pick it off. Receiver barely got a hand on it. Looks shaken up after the play.
So typical. Doesn't make the catch and pretends to say it. Guys do that all the time.
From the second and 10.
Oh yeah.
The Colonials defense, especially their two safeties, have done a good job of limiting the big gains, the 20-plus.
What is he doing now, do you know?
Oh, he's second and 10.
That first touchdown.
Oh.
Third and 7. It should be fine.
Should have asked
Second and 10.
Second and 10. Motion. Sweep play. Number 33 cuts back. And he has a gain of 5 yards on that play.
Now you can tell the Colonials are figuring that running game out.
Right.
Ross on the tackle.
Well, that's what we were just saying, how if you seal the outside and get brought back to the inside, then you only pick up those 5 yards.
I don't think they've run the ball with their backs onto the left yet.
They're always like stacking their offensive line to that right side, like you were saying.
Third and 5.
Their defensive emphasis on holding back the running game, forcing Dylan Jones to look to pass, and they get pressure. Tackle for a loss.
Loss on the play.
Now this is going to be a 4th down and 10. Run it back to the Colonials. Maybe get some momentum.
That's a good defensive stop by the Colonials. You have the momentum. You just scored a touchdown. Cheltenham comes back with what they did have a good running attack, and you shut them down.
4th and 9
It's a
for
great
the
defensive possession.
Panthers.
Holding them to a 3 and out. Punt it back.
He is such a
Dante Wilson.
Cheltenham looks to punt
For the Colonials.
right now on a 4th and 8. Dante Wilson back to receive at the 30-yard line. Bobbled snap. Good high punt.
Nice punt.
Wilson catches it at the 13, and he can't break free, tackle at the 19-yard line.
I'm not sure why he didn't get a catch that on the first bounce.
Tackled by Smiley. 1st and 10 for
Their
the
special
Colonials.
teams hasn't been the greatest
there.
unit of
Yeah. Well, that's
play that they've had. I mean, their kicking team, I mean, Cheltenham's got the ball to 30 plus yard line every time, and
Well, you can't blame that on the special teams. You can't blame that on Steve Ball.
I'll tell you what, I would be rushing that.
Yeah.
Stober under center, 4 receivers out. A fumble on the play, and it looks like it's going to be recovered by Cheltenham. And it is. Miscommunication on that one.
Covered by
And
Cheltenham.
Cheltenham's going to get the ball back on the 20-yard line. So, might be even field goal range.
What's he doing?
Giving them the ball back there is not a good sign.
especially on the first play of the drive, right after you score a touchdown, you can't have a miscommunication like that.
10 Panthers.
No, it looked like he put it in there and
Exactly.
he was going to grab it out. I don't know, guy.
Now, Dylan Jones have to wait to take the snap, but Cheltenham takes the first charge timeout of the second half.
What happened there?
I guess the coordinator and quarterback couldn't get the play right or something, but it's a big advantage to PW with taking a timeout this early in the second half.
I don't think he wanted to take a time out there.
I have never seen
Cheltenham
him.
might come back to regret that one. Wasting a timeout with
No. No.
7
No,
minutes
it could be.
left in the third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Might come back to bite you.
Yeah, he's always in.
I've never seen him
They don't need it.
Yeah.
No, I was looking for him before. I was trying to find him and I couldn't find him.
So early on in the second half, what's been your impression of the Colonials in all terms, offense and defense?
I wonder if he's looking at his
From the halftime.
house and see if he's got that one.
They're lucky that it was 7-0. Cheltenham had control of the game.
He probably got one pair of
And the
funeral
Colonials
pants.
then for
Most assistants have those things, and he doesn't.
offense couldn't get anything done.
Looks like he's coming out of a
Defense
softball.
is playing almost all of the time.
No good.
And Cheltenham, here's another look at the red zone.
Yeah, you understand.
Dylan Jones in the shotgun with 3 receivers out. 1 in motion. Fakes the handoff, looks to pass. Jones has time in the pocket, rolls out to his right side. Sets, rolls, it is intercepted in the end zone.
Colonials in the end zone.
That's a big change of possession right there.
Martina on the interception.
Interception by Vince Martina, great play, and that brings the Colonials from a dangerous position, going down point, to right back into their offensive mode.
First and 10 for 20.
Now,
Four Colonial defenders around one receiver.
What do you say? Go for the kill?
looked like he had running space
Right
too.
now?
Why not?
It's space on the outside, yeah.
Now, that definitely should give the Colonials momentum.
I give the ball to play, see what he does with it.
Yeah.
Throw it to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I mean,
He gets
Absolutely,
him
4
going.
receivers, 2 on each side. Dante Wilson in the backfield gets a handoff, sweep side. Jones and is tackled for a
Wilson
2-yard
on the
loss.
carry.
Absolutely.
Colonials need to stop it.
Tackle by
And-
Johnson.
Gotta just run the ball up the gut.
Colonials haven't had major success with the sweep plays. They've had more success with the power fullback running into the box of the defense. And
I mean, the Colonials keep making gaps on the outside.
ooh, Stubble hands it off, and Wilson gets pummeled.
He is lucky
That's a
he
big
didn't
boy.
fumble That one, that was a huge hit.
Wilson
No
on
blocking
the
there. Ran right into the
Tarrant.
backfield, and this is not good. 3rd and 13. Back on their own
tackle by Jackson.
16-yard line.
I'll tell you, that's a nice looking loss there.
Colonials passing game not looking very good.
I mean,
They might have to punt again.
you just simply can't let anybody in the backfield that quickly. As soon as he gets the handoff, you have to at least give him a lane to run and make a play. Well, right now it's definitely a passing situation with 4 receivers lined up on the line of scrimmage with Stovall in the backfield. He looks. Stovall definitely. Oh, Stovall escapes the pocket and rolls out. He's got to run for the first down. And he gets the first down and goes out of bounds. Great athleticism by Stovall.
Running out of bounds right after he passed the pylon.
He was very fortunate.
It's definitely a heads-up play. He didn't have any receivers downfield, and he used his legs to get the much-needed first down after that loss.
The quarterback ran
He has it.
right over it.
You don't see it very much, but he has it.
I should give the Colonials a little bit of breathing room so they're not backed up against their own end zone in case of a punt. Right now, it definitely looks like a run play of two running backs each side of Stovall. Vince Martino on the outside, hands it off. Dante Wilson, he's got a lane! Breaks one tackle. Great run by Dante Wilson.
That's the kind of plays that they need to keep doing. They keep getting gaps on
Abdul
the outside.
Haq on
What's wrong with
the
your running backs?
tackle.
And,
Along with Jones.
and they've had, that's their second major run by Dante
you're
Wilson of
He followed Blaze.
all that. And if you can get a nice gap, and if you can follow your fullback, then you can pick up a nice run.
Pretty sure that's 4 runs of over 20 yards this half, actually. That's 3 in the first possession.
Stovall under center in the power I formation gives it to Gravenese,
Gravenese on the
who runs for
carry.
3 yards.
Not a terrible short game.
McTeer on the tackle.
Well, PW is definitely looking more relaxed and more comfortable with their
Second and 7.
offensive unit in the second half, much rather than in the first half.
Need a
Play clock
touchdown.
running
Baby.
down.
Need a touchdown.
Colonials aren't even into formation yet.
Four receivers on each side. Gravenese looks like he's taking the wildcat hand up, but there's a fumble on the play, and it looks like Cheltenham recovers that again.
Fumble.
What the hell?
They're trying to do a wildcat.
So once again, there's that,
Oh, the ref calls that it's Cheltenham ball.
and once again, there's that momentum that you have, but and you had a nice run by Dante Wilson. I don't understand that play call. Stovall gets the ball
I don't know what they're
and
trying
just
to
hands it off to
That's
Dante
happened
Wilson. But if you
to
run a
get
wildcat
to,
with Blaze Gravenese, that's the first time they've run it, and they looked
That
uncomfortable.
certainly wasn't Blaze's fault. It was hyped in between the two.
No, I know.
It was interesting. It looked like Stovall
I don't know what they're trying to do there. It
dove
looked like a
forwards into
wildcat.
pressure. Should have just
Who's the
fallen to
kid
the
there
ground,
here in
held
the
on to
slate?
the ball, and now it's a great field position for the Colonials. Wasted.
Oh,
There's
big hit by Terrence Robinson in the backfield.
Robinson on that
Great
sack.
play by the D tackle, Cheltenham. Look, they parted the offensive line.
Why would you
And-
put the ball there? Oh my God.
That's 3 yards.
That's unbelievable.
Is that what that's what they gave us?
Yeah.
It was back at the
Cheltenham at the
35.
40-yard line with that.
Paulie's going nuts. down
Great
here
play
on the
by
sideline.
the
And
Colonials.
the point of impact was like the 37.
I'll tell you, Cheltenham, they're running plays late in the shot clock. They're already down to 14, and Dylan Jones hasn't even given the play.
Play clock running down. At 5.
I'm not getting this.
Need to get the snap off.
Yeah, they'll get a ball.
Looks like Cheltenham might have to burn another timeout.
And
Burn it?
flag on the play, which will definitely be a delay game.
Time
Oh,
out.
no, they say that Cheltenham
Joe
called.
Byrne is second.
their second timeout of the half.
Cheltenham calls timeout. That's the second for
That's
That
right.
might not have
the
been a
Panthers.
good idea. I mean, why waste the timeout instead of a 5-yard loss? Think about which one might be more important later in the game.
Well, you're right, especially in a tie game and when you're already second and 13. I mean,
Now Cheltenham has one timeout left with 3:42 left in the third quarter. That is bad time management.
it's definitely a risky move by the Cheltenham coaching staff by burning that timeout, even though you ensure you're getting the play you want in this situation. You have second and 13, one timeout left, and the whole fourth quarter in a 7-7 ball game.
Tomorrow? Does LaSalle
Look
bring
on the
their
sideline here,
announcer?
it looks
or
like
is- Yeah,
I
I
think those
thought
two
so.
fumbles, the center and
Somehow or
quarterback
another, I
from
think I
Colonials
missed this
are
guy once.
practicing their
Chris has been
snaps.
doing it for years.
Is that right? Yeah. All the
Seems like
years
something
they've
that
been
you
here.
would think about
He's
doing
in the
during
South all
practice.
the way. His son plays in the band.
Need to happen
Is
during
that right?
games. But
Yeah, and he's
here we are,
he's
two
a coxswain
fumbles
on
by Stovall.
the rowing team.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you gotta ensure your ball security.
Chris has been doing it for years.
Cheltenham back on the field. Second and 13.
Second and 13 for the Panthers.
Two receivers out. Colonials looking to show blitz,
Two guys moved at once.
and we have a
The end
flag
and the back both moved.
on
Illegal
play.
Illegal procedure, Pete.
Illegal procedure against the Panthers.
We have a legal motion on Cheltenham, which will bring
Interesting.
it back second and 18.
They
After
didn't
that
take-
timeout,
they
if
took
they
a
took
timeout,
that delay a
wasted the
game,
timeout for 5
then it's
yards,
second and
got the
18
5
anyway.
yards anyway.
Yeah.
Just don't give up a pass here, boys.
Now, why
Rose
take that
pretty
timeout
hot to back out.
on that play? If you don't have great field position, things aren't looking up for the offense.
you have to in the snap count, though, especially an offensive lineman. All right, now Cheltenham in shotgun formation. Jones rolling out, looks, and
Pass
Just like that could have been
incomplete.
intercepted, actually. Go for it.
it could have been. It
Coverage
wasn't
by
the
Martina.
greatest
They used to have an AD named Daly.
thr
It's really good guy.
throw pass that you could make, especially if there's no one in the area.
Short of the receiver.
Saw him on
5
that,
yards
I
short
said,
of the
really
receiver.
upset Glow. I said, why?
And it looked like a broken play and just trying to get rid of the ball, but you don't want to do it in the middle of the field in this situation,
Sidelines, and he said I was taking half his game plan.
or any situation for that matter.
It's going to be 3rd and 18. The Colonials should get the stop here. If they do, they'll probably get the ball back around
These
the
are basketball coaches.
30, 40-yard line.
Look where he did.
And
Maybe
you-
could lead a drive to take control of the game.
You have to expect pass on this play, unless they're going to be conservative, which they haven't done all game. And Cheltenham takes their third and final timeout in the third quarter on a 3rd and 18.
Timeout. Their final timeout of the
Cheltenham's fourth quarter is not going to look pretty. with
I don't
these timeouts.
I don't get that.
Now, if the Colonials get some more points on the board, I don't think that without any timeouts, I don't think that they can run 2-minute drill.
No, you can't.
And Cheltenham's passing
By
game
a
isn't
lot.
even
We
looking
didn't
that
have
good
the
right now.
ball.
So
In a 7-7 ball game, you can't expect to go throughout the fourth quarter with no timeouts, especially the way your offense has been looking in the second half. It's not favorable in the fourth quarter to suspect you're going to outscore the Colonials, and it just doesn't make sense how you would take a timeout on a 2nd and 13 and on the same drive a 3rd and 18 in your own territory.
Down there sitting
I
in the
just don't
chair. Is that
understand.
Reese Whitley? Can you see that?
I'll go look and see in a minute.
And after timeout, you would hope that they would get a first down after two on the same drive, but
He's a
No,
That's-
Cheltenham
he's
doesn't
in a
get a
wheelchair.
first down here. Look,
Right.
imagine how that'll look on the coaching staff.
exactly.
He doesn't have
Jones
one
drops back to pass. He's getting rushed. Look like a hole. Jones rushes out and great coverage
Carry.
by Mike Einarelli.
Now the Colonials, they're going to get the ball back on their 25, 30-yard line. Maybe they could get another drive going.
And you take 2 timeouts on that drive for
It is Reese?
Yeah.
a QB run to just bring the ball to the original line of scrimmage. It's a questionable choice by the head coach.
Is that a 3 and out?
Yeah, 3-0.
Another 3
Fourth
and out.
down for the Panthers.
Looks like the offensive roles have reversed here after the Colonials had a lot of 3 and outs.
Definitely.
First
Dante Wilson back to receive. Well, you have
They did.
one
did
breaking
rush.
free.
They did go.
Oh, Wilson
hit him.
touches
Touched
it.
that?
It hit him. Oh my God.
I hope not.
That came up
It looked like
and
Wilson touched that. Well, Cheltenham gets the ball at the
in.
5-yard line.
Touched it
I don't
in.
think the rest
First
of
and
the
10, Colonials.
No, it looked like it hit him.
Looked like he reached his arms out and it hit his fingertips or something. You could see it.
Well,
Weird hop.
52-yard punt.
they're saying it didn't hit him, so that's
52-yard punt.
a big,
First and 10, Colonials.
like, fortunate play for the Colonials because even though if they get the ball to 6, it could have been a lot worse.
Either way,
He
that
must have had a
punt
bad
takes the
angle there.
Colonials
I
deep in
swear
their
that
own
came up and
territory.
hit him.
That has not been a
Didn't
good
you
sign
think
so
that
far
hit
this
him?
You know,
year.
if,
Yeah.
they-
Lots
if
of drives have been
Wilson
lost
had touched that, he would have gone after it. There was nobody near it.
Yeah, he must not have
It's
missed
going to
it.
be interesting
Yeah,
what the
I thought
Colonials
it
go for
hit
the
him.
pass or the run here.
Yep. Stober on their center hands it off to Dante Wilson,
Why do
who
they keep giving it to this kid?
is
Wilson
stopped.
on the carry.
Stopped at the line of scrimmage there to bring up 2nd and 10 at their own 6. If you run a play, if you run the ball in that
Gregory
situation,
on
you
the
have to make sure
tackle.
you get positive yards.
I think we got a very
They're going to have to
underhanded
move
game
something
plan.
or else
Is Shamir hurt?
their,
I
their
haven't
punter's
seen
not going to
Shamir
have a lot of time to get it
No.
Get it off.
Khan, you mean?
from back in the end zone.
I don't know.
That is not good.
Trying to
Definitely.
figure
Well,
out
Stober on the
There's a
shotgun
kid
here
on-
with
in
Blaze
a
grabbing these
brainstorm in
to
here.
his left. Dante Wilson in motion. Looks for the sweep play. That's on Wilson. Gets some nice positive yards on that play. Gets it down to the, it's like 14-yard line.
Jones on the tackle. 3rd and 1.
Pretty sure that was the first time that play's worked all day.
Third down and 1. Stober was 2 running backs to both sides.
Oh,
Oh, low snap. Stober. Cheltenham recovers in the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Touchdown, Cheltenham.
Lots
Cannot.
of miscommunications at the line of scrimmage between the quarterback and the center.
It looks like he's on the
That's
That is a
And that's Sudo. He's a real good guy. He's very good. What?
He looks like he's in the tank.
Yeah.
that's the Colonials' 3rd turnover of the 2nd half, 3rd quarter for that fact, and
Kick.
the most costly results in a touchdown on a 3rd and 1 for Cheltenham, which cannot happen.
Yeah.
that's a huge swing in the game too.
We should have took
Cheltenham looks to add to their 13-7 lead, and the kick is
No good.
Blocked.
Kick is no good.
no good. It
So with
might have been
1:25 to go
blocked,
in the
but that was
third
awfully
period,
short.
That's huge.
Colonials 7, Cheltenham 13.
Well, that's not the way you wanted to
Stephen
have your
Knight
drive
zeroed it in again.
start, and the Colonials definitely need to get their act together when you have 3 turnovers in the 3rd quarter, 1 resulting in a defensive touchdown.
He wasn't mentioned in the first.
You have to control the ball,
Did he?
and you can't let Cheltenham get pressure, which they have
Arm sling.
on Joe Stober.
That's not the problem. The problem
He's number
is
25, right?
they fumbled.
He is.
Besides the 3 fumbles, besides the 3 bad snaps, there's been a couple more. I think there's been a lot of miscommunications between him and his line.
This was in 11's face.
What's
That
that?
is just
Nothing. I said they
huge blow to the Colonials. Now they're
Wilson and Iannarelli deep.
went from them looking that they could possibly start a drive
Wilson and Iannarelli deep
give them
for
a
the
lead, and now
Colonials.
Cheltenham has the lead.
Now,
13-7.
it does look a little rainy outside, so I wonder if the center lost a handle or a grip on the snap. Was it?
Always possible, but
Yeah.
considering how it went earlier in the game,
Which one was that Blaze?
And like you were just saying, you can see right now they're back at it taking snaps on the sideline.
another. Where?
good kick.
That's terrible.
Oh.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Well, Cheltenham kicks it deep, kicks it 60 yards,
Iannarelli
Which-
in the end zone.
results in a
Ball down in the end zone
Colonial
by
touchback,
Iannarelli.
and PW will start their 4th drive of the 3rd quarter on their own 20-yard line.
Now, do you think the rain plays to our advantage or theirs? What do you think?
Recently, theirs, they scored on that play, but to
Young man down here on the
to be
sidelines
honest,
in an arm sling.
neither,
He's out of
because
I think that's Con.
if you're leaning, probably Cheltenham, just because
Same thing.
Cheltenham doesn't pass the ball as much. But
Cheltenham's been running their run game all day.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Stover on shotgun with 3 receivers. Al Wilson fakes a sweep, but Stobrel
Dobro on the carry.
goes for no gain. They've definitely had interesting play calls in this third quarter.
Colonials offense has not looked good after that first drive where they got a touchdown. Gotta remember though, they missed the extra point there. If they get a touchdown and an extra point here, they have the lead.
Well, Stobrel again sends Dante Wilson in motion. This time gives it to him.
Wilson on
And
the
he
carry.
runs for a 1-yard gain, which will bring up 3rd down and 9
Tackle by Whitehead.
with under a minute to go in this third quarter.
Colonials have not looked good on their first and second downs all day,
I do not understand the play call. I don't understand anything that's going on in this game.
giving them a lot of long third downs.
And like we were just saying, if you run the ball, you make sure you have to get positive yards, and they're not doing that in the third quarter, except for those Dante Wilson runs. Well, Stobrel fakes the play, but hits a low throw, and there's a late flag in the backfield of the play. And the early indication looks like it's going to be holding on PW, so
Looks like it might be declined.
I would certainly think so. And yeah, they have the punt team on, so it's definitely a hold on.
Holding against the Colonials.
Yeah, hold on PW.
Decline.
And penalties decline. So once again, it results in another punt.
Either way, even if he caught that ball, I don't think that was sufficient for the first down. Looks a couple yards short. Lots of pressure.
Steven Longo gets a good punt. Allen takes a good Colonials pass. Oh, ball bobbled in. Looks like Colonials recover.
Yeah.
Big change of events on that play.
Recover the ball. Mike Guinarelli.
That's great coverage.
First and
downfield
10 for
to
the Colonials.
make sure you put pressure. And on a bobble snap, you have to get that ball, and that's exactly what Mike Guinarelli did.
That's probably Con. Mike.
Dictated by mistakes from both sides.
That's probably Con with the
Two fumbles,
You
one
think
causing a touchdown in our own end zone.
First and 10 Colonials.
Cheltenham's defense, and now this.
That shouldn't have started.
That got us more yards than any play that we've had.
That
It's
clock should
about
not have
5
started
turnovers in this.
in a change of
third quarter.
possession. That guy's wrong there,
Yeah.
right?
Well, that results in the end of
Absolutely.
the third quarter.
And that's the end of the third quarter,
very
ladies and
shaky
gentlemen. Colonials
third
7,
quarter on both
Cheltenham 13.
The Colonials
the
got
other guys
points
are
on the
telling
board.
them that's wrong.
Fortunately, they couldn't.
See him?
Yeah.
They're telling them that was a
Fortunately, they couldn't
bad
go
call.
on
That
to
quarter
the
should
tie
not have
game with
ended there.
Cheltenham. It's in the lead 13 to
That is what
7,
they tell me, Mike.
and Colonials will start with the ball in the fourth quarter.
You're right.
So Spencer, what were your besides the mistakes? What were your impressions of the Colonials offense and defense in the third quarter?
The running game woke up, got them, even if it was just one possession, their running game got them 3 big carries
They're telling him he's
back to
wrong.
back to back that got them that first touchdown, woke them up for the second.
What do you think they are, Mike?
A great start to the second half, especially after holding Cheltenham to a 3-0 on that first drive. Now Cheltenham getting the ball back with a 7-0 lead, they got to capitalize on that, but Colonials got the ball back, scored.
I know we wanted to start May.
Turnover
That's-
in our own end zone. We're looking at a tie game. But instead, Cheltenham's ahead. Sloppy game.
These guys give road time to do that, don't you?
And as we start this fourth quarter, we have an injury report as
According to this
number
guy,
25
the clock should
Conja
start
Ball
again.
has been ruled out for the game as he has an arm sling on, so that's why we haven't seen him. That's a great run by Blaze Gravis, and there's a flag.
Blaze grabbing East on the carry and a flag. The
Foul?
Face mask.
It's gotta be a face
I
mask.
thought he grabbed it.
That always happens.
Well, there is a flag on the play, and it looks like
Face mask.
Personal foul?
Blow to the head.
personal foul.
To the head?
Hit to the head on Cheltenham, which is a big penalty. That moves the ball on that drive plus 15 yards from where the play ended.
That's a tough ball.
Now the Colonials are going to have the ball on the 20-yard line.
That's a tough ball. I agree with you, Joe.
And you definitely have to capitalize on this opportunity because they haven't had many in the red zone.
God, they can't get a turnover here. If they keep the ball, they're getting points on the board no matter what. Stephen Longo, good kicker. This looks easily in his range.
PW getting the power I formation and runs
Yeah, get your 5, 6
up the
yards
middle.
that way.
On the carry.
for a nice gain of 8 yards on that play.
Now that's a great first down play. Now you give them 2nd and 2. Passing game isn't looking that good, so
If you keep pounding the run game, and if you keep getting those 7 and 8 yards, I don't see why you would pass the ball.
I mean, they keep getting short, late down situations. Second and 3 actually.
And here we see again PW in the power I formation.
Colonials are free to run the ball.
Exactly. Blaze Gravenese again with a first down inside the 5-yard line at the 3. Which
Down to a first down on the 3.
Now you got to think, even if they're going to stack the inside, the Cheltenham defense, you got to think that they keep handing it off, right?
Here on the
you would think so, and that's what they should do. Right now you have first and goal at the 3-yard line. Great opportunity to score on this play. Not shocking that PW is in the power I formation. Stobrel hands it off again to Gravenese. Oh,
No,
keeps
keeps
it in the outside. Stobrel for touchdown Colonials.
And it's a tie game, 13-13 with 10:51 left in the fourth quarter. That is huge for the Colonials. They can get a lead with a Stephen Longo extra point right here.
That's a great play call, though, because 2 straight plays on the handoff on the power I to the halfback or fullback, and then you fake it. Wonderful play call. This is a big extra point right here. Stephen Long can put the Colonials on top. Kick is up, and it is no good.
No
He
good.
misses it wide.
I mean, either way, it's a tie game now. It's a new ball game. Cheltenham about to get the ball back. Remember, though, no timeouts. No timeouts.
Yeah, that's
going to be a
big.
killer. Either way, that's another turnover that led to a score by the other team.
And that really hurts. You had a chance to go up for your first time in this game, and you couldn't capitalize on the opportunity. But the positive on that drive, incredible running game.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they passed the ball once.
No, I don't think they did. They didn't need to. Their run game with Blaze Gravenese and
got the ball 41 yards with their running back and quarterback just running the ball. Again, when your quarterback is that mobile, why not?
Was it? Well, if it was a high snap, then he would have gotten it if it was a regular snap. He never misses a good snap.
Colonials looking to kick it off to start this tie game.
Gravenese is sitting there all by himself resting on the bench.
PW's defense is definitely locked into this game. So it looks like even if Stephen Longo does one of those kicks downfield,
Short kick,
ball
takes a hop
bounces.
though.
Showdown reverses field, and he has running room.
Get him.
And he breaks a tackle, and he is free. The 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5. Touchdown, Cheltenham. No flags on the play.
Touchdown.
Now that turned from pinning them on their own 10-yard line to a Cheltenham touchdown. You cannot let that happen.
Well, we have a flag on the play, which will most likely result in excessive celebration, which is just a 15-yard penalty, but the play will count.
That is a horrible look from this Colonial special teams. Horrible.
What really hurts is that you had a chance to tackle him at the 50-yard line, and once again, there's that missed tackle.
Mm-hmm. Again, this second half has been just dictated by the mistakes. That's 3 touchdowns on mistakes. That wasn't a turnover, but still, Colonials should have had him a couple times. He broke out of clusters of Colonial players 2-3 times.
Well, it's definitely one of those momentum swings. Once PW gets the momentum, ties up the game, they allow Cheltenham to take the lead right back.
Colonials cannot let that happen. They're looking uncharacteristically bad
Get him out in the field now.
here. Those are the kind of plays that separate the good from the great,
Exactly.
especially against a team like Cheltenham. They gotta have something to show for this.
Well, Cheltenham looking up to go by 7 points on this extra point.
Snap.
Kick is up, and it is
Looked good.
good.
It's good. Now it's 20-13 Cheltenham.
10:38 to go in the fourth period. Cheltenham 20.
Well, that's a major turn of events that you have, because if PW ties the game on a great drive by Blaze Gravenese and a great quarterback keeper by Joe Sturble, but next play on special teams, which has been one of their weaknesses in this game, you allow Cheltenham to return the ball 80 yards.
That was more than 80 yards. He took one hop at the 20, got it back at the 11 or 12.
and
Reverse the field, too. You got to
Right.
think that if they reverse the field, you should be able to get him at least at midfield, but it just didn't happen. They let him keep breaking those tackles, and that is a huge momentum swing. Colonials look like maybe they could get a stop on that possession, and they have the ball at the 50-yard line. But instead, now they're down a touchdown with 10:38 to play. Things are not looking up for the Colonials. They look.
Well, Cheltenham definitely has had their fair share of touchbacks in this game. Every single kick was a touchback. Let's see if Mike Iannarelli or Dante Wilson can return one of these kicks.
Looks like a squib kick.
Yeah.
Gonna go for a touchback.
Touchbacks. Colonials take over first and 10 on their 20.
Big part of the game. Tough for a high school team to go 20, 80 yards.
Well, let's see if PW can
Tough deal.
once again get their run game going, maybe even get their pass game going. They really haven't tested down the field, as Joe Sorbo has a really good arm, and you have Vince Martina as a good receiver who is definitely speedy, and Cheltenham looks like not even playing the safety. Oh. PW once again with Blaze Gravenese, who bullies his way.
That looks like a first down. No, a little short. Nope. First, no. Looks like 2nd and 1.
If Blaze can average those 7-8 yards runs, I don't see why you would change.
I mean, with the rain, too. Why would you risk getting a bad turnover, especially because the passing game just hasn't been there? I'm pretty sure Stobro probably has, 4 or 5 completions on the day?
And there's PW again out of the power I formation.
Wilson on the carry.
It gives it to Dante Wilson, who gets a first down.
First down, Colonials.
Which, if you can do that, if you can get Blaze, get 9 yards, and then give it to your tailback, Dante Wilson, who can give you that first down, that's a big momentum swing.
Go. Grab an ace on the carry.
Gain of 7, 8.
Again, there's that Blaze Gravenese effect. Now, if they hold true to what they've been doing, Dante Wilson will get the ball right now, but you don't know, because
I mean, this Colonials offense has just been looking great on first downs. Keep giving it to their running backs up the middle, 8-yard gains. It's working.
again,
Another
there's Blaze
run.
Gravenese, who breaks a few tackles and gets out to the 50-yard line for a first down, which
These linebackers are having a very hard time getting to him. Quick on his feet. Brought the Colonials all the way 30 yards now.
exactly, and if
Bounce across midfield.
if Cheltenham can't figure it out how to stop Blaze Gravenese, I would not be surprised if they just keep doing this all game.
Rain is coming down even harder now.
Yeah.
Looked like it was just spitting a minute ago, and now it's downpour.
And there's Blaze again with, even though he got hit at the line of scrimmage, he still bullies his way for a nice 3-yard gain.
Huh? Positive yards. I'll take it.
Yeah.
2nd and 7 from the 47. Looks like these Colonial fans are ducking for cover with this rain.
Absolutely. There's Dante Wilson, who gets hit hard for a 1-yard gain.
Now this is not good. Midfield, third and 6 situation. Rain coming down. Passing game not working. You gotta think that they would hand it off again. And if they don't get it, either way, they pin them deep in their territory. And Cheltenham's passing game hasn't been doing anything. So stack the middle and you get the ball back.
PW getting the power I formation.
Hands it off.
Gives it Blaze Gravenese, but there's a flag on the play, which looks like it's going to go back 5 yards and a full start.
False start on the Colonials. All right, now what do you do? 3rd and 11, what do you do?
I would.
Midfield.
It's a tough call because the rain's coming down heavy and the ball's probably going to be wet.
And you don't want an interception.
Oh, right, and they haven't had success in the pass game.
Can't
even
have an
with the
interception.
Dry ball. So you would expect them to give it to Blaze again. I mean, he's been their workhorse throughout the second half.
The thing is, you can't expect them to get 11 yards here. And
Right.
still 7 yards. I mean, without that penalty, that would have been a first down there. That's big.
And I would not be surprised if the Colonials go for it here. You have a 4th down and 4.
Good call, actually. Yep, the offense is staying on the field.
I would go Blaze again. Cheltenham, I'm surprised, has not brought any pressure. It looks like they will here, but this is the first time that they have.
Now, if you look, there's man coverage on the outside. Not that they're going to run, but
And there's a flag on the play, and it looks like the Colonials make Cheltenham jump off sides for an automatic first down.
now you got to know if you're Cheltenham not to go offsides there. Whatever you do, just don't go offsides. And what do? Go offsides, and now it's a Colonial first down at the 40. The other team's 40.
That's a big play for the Colonials because it gives you, more plays for Blaze to run. And now Stobro, again, in the power I formation, gives it to
Hands
Blaze
it off
Gravenese.
again. That's another 4-yard gain. I mean, when you think about it, keep getting 4-yard gains. It's a first down every time.
Tackle by Jenkins.
Well, PW definitely has success in the power I formation with Vince Martina stacked out to the far side. Stobro, once again, power I formation.
They've run the same fullback draw every play, and now they change it up.
Pitches
Pitch
it to
play.
Wilson, who gets a nice looking 3 yards on that play, but I don't think that was the right play call in that situation.
Jones on the tackle.
But here's PW again with the 3rd and 4. No, excuse me, 3rd and 5. Once again, the power I formation looks like a run. Gives it Blaze Gravenese, who piles the hole, but it looks like he was stopped a little short of the first down.
Now, do you go for it here? This is
I-
out of field goal range, barely, but it's out of field goal range.
It's 4th and 2. I would think you have to. Just once again, you could even do the fake run like they did for the touchdown and have Joe Stober roll to the outside, or you could even give it to Blaze Gravenese because I'm certain he will get 2 yards.
Absolutely. With how he's been looking today, what does he have? 120 yards?
I would think.
130?
I would definitely think so.
At least. I mean, after Jamal went out with an injury, apparent arm injury.
Well, they give it to Dante
He's been looking
Wilson,
great.
who has a great run and gets a first down at the 24-yard line.
This Cheltenham line just can't stop the running game. This second half, I don't think they've thrown a pass this second half. Colonials.
No, I think you're right. They've just had great success with their run game.
You'd think Cheltenham would figure that out and maybe sack the box a little, but they just, either they have or it just hasn't been working.
Right. And once again, the play call. Power I formation. Strobel to Wilson, who breaks free. Wilson makes a cut, and he is in for the touchdown. Great drive by there. Dante Wilson caps it off with a 24-yard touchdown run.
Now that just shows you the importance of having powerhouse running backs. Colonials, after their starting running back goes down with an injury, to have two guys combine to bring you from your own 20 all the way down the field for a touchdown, that's huge. Converted 2 fourth downs, well, one of them on the offsides, but...
And there's a major extra point by Stephen Longo. Kick is up, and it is good. Tie game, 2020.
These Colonial fans are into it.
Yep. There's 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Cheltenham has the ball. Don't forget, no timeouts. So if they want to control the ball in the last game, or the last possession of the game, they're going to have to just let the clock run, but PW has to consider maybe saving some time on the clock.
I mean, think about what happened last kickoff, though. Return for a touchdown. They gotta tackle him at his own 20, force him to go 80 yards. Passing game isn't going to work.
Whoa. And that was also the only kickoff that the Colonials did where they kicked it deep. And there's that return, so I won't be surprised if they do a little poach kick.
I think they'll probably have Stephen Longo kick it to one side or the other of the returners.
Yeah, I would think so, too.
He doesn't... I mean, he's a good kicker. He kicks it all the way to the other 10. That's great for a high school kicker, but... after that last return, I'm not sure that you want to do that.
Well, the Colonials just need to...
Gaps on the outside.
Yeah, Colonials just need to settle in on defense and make a stop, get their offense the ball back, because their offense, especially in the fourth quarter, has been rolling with their run game with Dante Wilson. And the amazing part is Con Jamal hasn't even been in, and Blaze Gravenese has definitely stepped up.
I mean, Blaze Gravenese lining up in fullback most of those plays. Most of the plays that he got the ball, looked like he was just lining up in front of Dante Wilson, just blocking for him, but kept giving him the ball, kept keeping Cheltenham's defense guessing. I mean, when you have a triple threat in the running game, quarterback able to run, fullback able to run, running back able to run, how can you stop that?
Well, Cheltenham definitely hasn't figured it out yet.
4:50 left in the game.
So Longo's getting ready to...
I mean, actually, you might want to think about doing a short kick with the rain falling down. Maybe one of the guys not usually slated
exactly what they did
return the
Cheltenham
ball could drop it.
Yep. Well, Cheltenham starts out with good field position at the 37-yard line, but their offense hasn't been able to do anything. So it really just comes down to their defense standing tall and getting a big stop.
I mean, there it looked like they were just trying to avoid another kick return for a touchdown. I mean, that's a horrible way to break the momentum. Now with Cheltenham's offense not looking great this second half, got to think that the Colonials would be able to hold strong here, get the ball back, maybe drive down the field for a game winner.
Well, even though it's a tie game, if you think about it, it kind of has been a one-sided contest in the second half. It has definitely been a tale of two halves for the Colonials.
Absolutely. The Colonials have controlled this second half.
The running back pulls back, and great tackle on the outside, forced out of bounds for a
no gain. Well,
it's 2nd and 10 from the 36, and the Colonials are once again doing their job.
No gain on the play.
Rain falling down even harder right now.
Dylan Jones in shotgun, looks to check the play.
Running back to his side.
Jones
Keeps it.
And there's a flag on the play. We have a full start on Cheltenham. Bring that back 5 yards to make it a 2nd and 15 from the 31. That's a big play. That gives you 15 yards, and Cheltenham, I'm sure, wouldn't go for it in a long situation in their own territory. So PW needs to make a nice stop these last 2 plays.
I mean, 2nd and 15. If Cheltenham running back breaks it off for 7, 8 yards here, they're back in it. No receivers out.
Dylan Jones under center. Oaks reverses out. Missed tackle on the outside. And out of bounds at PW's at Cheltenham's 35-yard line, it looks like, which will make it 3rd and 10.
I mean, even though it's 3rd and 10, you got to think they had a tackle in the backfield, could have held him to no gain, but instead he got 5 yards there. It's 3rd and 10, and now looks like a reasonable distance for their running backs to cover.
Definitely, and I don't understand why PW, because Cheltenham hasn't passed. I don't understand why PW hasn't enforced the blitz a little bit more in this game.
You got to cover him on the outside somewhat.
There's Jones
Rolls
pass.
out.
It is almost intercepted by PW.
Looked like he could have had it. He dove forward. Looked like it bounced right in front of him.
Yeah, definitely good
Gathered
effort.
it up. Tried to sell it, actually. Tried to sell that as an interception.
Yeah.
Refs didn't buy it. It's going to be punt unit coming on. Punt unit.
Once again, that's a great stand by the Colonials defense, making sure that their offense gets the ball back in favorable field position, and one last drive possibly to win this game.
Now, what the Colonials have to do here, they have to just get 1 first down. Then the sticks are moving. Momentum is theirs, and with Cheltenham having no timeouts left, they could get the clock down to what? 2 minutes left? Run a 2-minute drill. Game-winning field goal, possibly touchdown.
That punt takes a favorable bounce in Cheltenham's favor, gets it all the way down to the 30-yard line, where the Colonials will start their possession, what could be a last drive of the 4th quarter. And
again, the rain falling down even harder now.
And that's another reason why I would think that the Colonials are staying in the power I formation, and it looks like they will. With Joe Stober under center.
The only thing you got to watch for here is after all those miscommunications between the quarterback and his center.
There's Gravenese just being a bulldozer all the way down to the 49-yard line.
Now that's the kind of play that you got to have. That is great run.
It's like one of those
Now,
can't be denied things, isn't it?
Yeah. How many yards did he
looks
gain?
like the refs stopped the game. Don't know why.
And once again, I don't understand why PW is doing a sort of a hurry-up offense at this point. But a power I formation again, Storbel. Again, the Gravenese, who hits a nice hole down to a 9-yard gain to make it 2nd and 2 from the looks like 43-yard line.
Honestly, you got to think that the Colonials are kind of happy that he stayed short of the first down. Now they get another play, maybe another big gain without it having to count for a down on their
And once again,
next set of plays.
Here's where Cheltenham's no timeouts comes into effect. But here's Joe Stober under center. Power formation. This time gives it to Dante Wilson, who hits a hole.
Breaks it.
And he breaks free. Wilson, great run all the way down to the 24-yard line. That's great. Great hole by the Colonials, and great job of Dante Wilson by taking advantage of what the offensive line gave him.
Again, you gotta say, even though you may hope for PW to score on that play, it's kind of good because now they get to run another set of downs. 3:11 left on 3:10 left in the game. Can run 40 seconds off the clock.
Once again, Stobrel with Blaze grabbing East. That was really the first play that they've run out of the power I that resulted in no gain. And
Gain on the play.
And what happened there?
just looked like an offensive line breakdown because Blaze grabbing East definitely wouldn't, it doesn't go down easy. But like Spencer, like you were saying, time runs off the play clock. They're definitely in range to get points on the board.
But you don't want a field goal here. I mean, if it goes to 4th down, you don't want to take the risk of a field goal and then giving them a last-second drive. I mean, as much as this doesn't really play into the flow of the game, Cheltenham's had a lot of lucky plays, a lot of big lucky plays that have led to their touchdowns. And you got to think if they get the ball back with a minute left, maybe they'll break something. The Colonial defense has looked. They've been letting up a lot of big plays today.
Exactly. And there's Blaze grabbing East again with a no gain on that play. That looks like Cheltenham might have finally figured this out. Stovall, once again in the power I formation.
Someone blew a whistle from the sideline.
So PW looks like, and they do, takes their first charge timeout. I don't know what happened there. It just looked like couldn't hear or miscommunication or just looked like a broken play.
I mean, it's a 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 might be a good thing because they don't really need the timeouts. They don't need the timeouts. They're not going to stop the play when Cheltenham has the ball.
Right,
So
and it's 3rd and 10. You want to make sure you get the play you want. Keep the clock moving. Keep your drive moving. That's the most important part.
It looked like they knew the whole time that they were going to call the timeout there with 2 seconds left on that play clock.
It might have been.
It looked like that was planned.
Right.
Now the Colonials, 3rd and 10 situation. This actually, with how the running game's been playing out, it actually looks like Colonials might have a chance for a 1st down here.
Yeah, I mean, 2 straight plays. Blaze grabbing East has gone for 0 yards on 2 straight carries. So it looks like Cheltenham might have finally figured out what PW intends to do.
Now the Colonials, they might actually be looking to just hold the ball here, just run the ball up the gut,
Yeah.
2-yard gain. Trust their kicker. I mean, Stephen Longo, just 3 weeks ago, against Upper Dublin, made that game-winning field goal on Game of the Week. Game of the Week against Upper Dublin, and he makes a game-winning field goal. How far
Here's
was that?
PW
22?
again. Dante Wilson cuts to the outside and couldn't break free from that tackle, who gets about a yard or 2 on that play. That will bring up a 4th down. And
it's not clear
about
whether they're bringing
9.
out their kicking unit. Doesn't look like they are, actually.
I can't imagine going for it at this time, especially not guaranteeing a 1st down.
It looks like the Colonials are going to stand in formation and call the timeout again and then get their kicking unit on the field.
Either that or they trust their offense. Yeah, I think you're right. Because it doesn't look like they're hurrying up to the
Yeah,
ball.
10 seconds left. They got the.
Yeah.
They're still in the huddle. They're absolutely calling the timeout here.
And 2nd charge timeout to the Colonials, which most likely with 58 seconds left, it's a great ball game here for Cheltenham 20 and Colonials 20. 4th down and 10 at the 25-yard line. Now, this, if they do indeed kick a field goal, it really will test Stephen Longo's range, and he does have range. It's just going to be a matter of fact of everything looking right since it is wet outside.
I mean, he's hit 40-yarders, 45-yarders in practice, but it's different lining up, doing a big run-up in practice and actually kicking it with pressure coming at you in games.
Right.
Especially with the pressure of this game, too, because a Colonial loss could mean that they're out in the future.
Well, this is definitely a game that you have to win. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Well, it looks like... Yeah, it looks like the kicking unit's
on the field. Either way, with 58 seconds left, you got to hope that even if this field goal doesn't go in, you got to hope that the Colonial defense will be able to hold up with 58 seconds left against a Cheltenham team that has no timeouts.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a 41-yard field goal.
41?
It looks like a 41-yard field goal, and Stephen Longo He's really testing his range here. It's 58 seconds left.
Now this is the kind of kick that gets you college offers.
That's right. This kick to take the lead. The kick is up. It is no good.
Wide left.
Wide left.
I mean, Longo, he's holding his head after that one, but he can't be holding his head. He can't be expected to hit a 41-yard field goal on that play.
Not at all. That was a great range on that kick. It's just unfortunate that he couldn't get it between the uprights.
If the Colonial offense got 5 yards on that play, he had it. I mean, it looked like he used all of his leg in that kick. He curved it. I mean, when you use all that leg, it curves to the left when you're a righty.
Yeah, I mean,
So, I mean,
whoever wins the toss elects for whether to play defense or offense.
Oh,
They go to the 20-yard
Cheltenham, no timeouts with 53 seconds left on the clock. I don't imagine them trying to score, especially.
Oh, they got to score. They got to go for something.
They might want to take this into overtime, especially with the momentum. But we're going to see Cheltenham under center, looks to the outside, puts on a fake reverse, and down to the sideline. And he stays in bounds. That's not a good move on Cheltenham. Keeps the clock moving. So right now it's 2nd and about 4.
Do they spike here? Do you spike here if you're Cheltenham, or do you run a play?
I would run a play instead of waste it down. Oh, they did spike it.
Did he spike or kneel? Looks like a spike. The clock is stopped.
Well, 26.2 seconds left on the clock. 3rd and 7 right here at the Cheltenham's own 27-yard line. I can't imagine Cheltenham scoring on this drive unless there's a major miscue on the Colonials' defense.
I mean, Cheltenham just looks like they're. No, it looks like they have wide receivers out wide, but they might be kneeling. No. Takes the snap, runs it.
Cheltenham runs it, gets a first down, but they stay in bounds, so that most likely. Oh, Cheltenham's going.
Who called it? Was that a Colonials timeout?
No, it was a first down. Bingo. First down.
Oh, wait. Does this stop clock on first?
Yeah. So Cheltenham spikes the ball, but there's a flag on the play, which is illegal motion on that play on Cheltenham. So it brings back 5 yards. So it'll be 1st and 15 at the 22-yard line.
5-yard penalty against the Panthers.
So 14 seconds left. It sure looks like it's going to go into overtime, which is extremely appropriate for this game since it's homecoming. You get to see free football.
Hurry up, hurry up.
You're right. Cheltenham does not look like they're going to take any risks here. Looks like they have the running game out.
2 seconds, and they get the snap off. But another flag on the play. And a false start on offense, so bring that back another 5 yards.
Now, do you like this play call? Looked like they were about to throw there. The quarterback was dropping back. No receivers in the backfield. I mean, no running backs in the backfield.
If you pass on that play, the 2 things you have to make sure as a quarterback, A, you have to either make sure your receiver catches it, but if your receiver doesn't catch it, you have to put it in a spot where the defender cannot get to it.
Either way, the play doesn't run, and we are going to overtime. No time on the clock in the 4th quarter, 20-20. Great back-and-forth game so far.
Absolutely, and it's overtime, and coin toss is going to decide who gets the ball to start overtime, which is a big play because if, in fact, PW gets the ball, they could score. They could end up winning, and their defense has looked really strong. I don't know. But, well,
it's going to be
Spencer,
a huge draw.
4 quarters have gone by. 2020. What has been your impression of the game so far?
Well, both offenses haven't looked great in the past. They've been looking good with the run. They've been running the ball all game. I'm pretty sure since the rain started falling, neither team has thrown a pass. So
you got to think that both teams are going to keep riding their running backs, and we'll see how that ends up. Either way, Plymouth Whitemarsh has been looking much better than Cheltenham in the run this second half. In the first half, they were atrocious in it. I'm pretty sure. I mean, after Khan Jamal went down with an injury, it looked like their running game was stagnant, and this second half, Colonials have come out really strong. Besides that kick return for a touchdown, if not for that kick return for a touchdown, we'd be looking at a Colonial win right now. But instead, we're here in overtime, and it's anybody's game. But you got to think the momentum in this game is really, even though that there was a missed field goal for the Colonials, you got to think that the momentum is still on the Colonial side, because
definitely.
Colonials have been looking much better on offense and even better on defense, actually, too. The Cheltenham Panthers haven't moved the sticks at all this second half, especially in the fourth quarter. This fourth quarter, I don't think they've done it once.
Well, this overtime begins with a coin flip to decide who starts off with the ball.
Unbelievable. Blaze is the only one who has got a game. And it's also his homecoming field.
And the coin toss has been chosen, and
Cheltenham completely outplayed us the first half.
Refs haven't made any signs to which team has possession right now. There's no indication right now whose ball it is. I can't tell, can you?
No, I can't either.
We'll tell you when we find out, but it looks like we might find out when the huddle starts.
21-17. TV South.
That's a great game.
Well, from the impression that the Colonials are giving, it looks like they are going to start on.
I mean, you can't tell because
No, you can't.
our quarterback is our safety too. So
Right.
whether he's going out on offense or defense, you can't really tell. And with the rain coming down, we can't see the numbers.
You got the choice.
But right now, it looks like
Blow the whistle.
the quarterback is on the sideline, which means probably Colonials are on defense to start. Maybe they don't want to risk their quarterback getting hurt or just make him more tired by playing.
I guess not.
Then again, that's also a bad move. You got to think, because he's a good safety. He's a great safety, actually.
Well, Cheltenham starts with the ball.
You're going to start a play clock. Right?
Cheltenham looks to pass for the first time, second
Any
half, and
pressure?
it is incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Quarterback is lucky that he got that off. That could have been bad, though. That could have been a fumble. If he reached back and ball got jarred from his possession, that could be Colonial football.
Absolutely.
Maybe not the best idea to shovel that off to his receiver, his running back, actually, outside.
I don't know what PW should do if they get a shot. 1, 2, 3.
Second and 10, Cheltenham
Well,
getting the play call down to 14 seconds
Everyone that's been consistent.
on the play clock.
and you know he won't be denied.
Looks like the Panthers have 3 receivers outside. This looks like a pass.
Dylan Jones shotgun.
Ooh.
Gets a reverse to the outside.
Oh, good.
All
running.
Colonials there.
Plus
There's a flag on
Great
the play.
job. And there's a flag on the play. This indicates that it will probably go on Cheltenham
You
as a
decline
whole.
this, right?
Terrence Brown on
I would.
on the tackle.
Because this declining it makes it 3rd and 15, and their kicker missed a field goal from the 16 just earlier this game.
Take them back as far as you can, right?
It's raining out,
I
and
would think so.
got to think that the elements plus
10 yards. Should go out to the 20.
how he performed earlier in this game
Have
might
they made a signal? I haven't seen a
might
signal. There it is.
play-
Okay.
Well,
into their decision.
PW does decide to
10 yards,
accept the
10 left.
penalty, which you could understand considering that this probably brings them outside of field goal range to make it 2nd and 19 too.
Knock the ball back.
Yeah, but now they have 2 downs to run. I'm not sure if I like that. I'm not sure if I like that call. You got to trust in your defense. Doesn't look like they're doing that right now. Looks like they're playing for the long field goal here.
Jones in the shotgun.
Keeps it.
Gives it up
No,
to
actually hands it off.
running back, but stopped. Great defensive play. Brings up 3rd and 19 at the 24-yard line, which is a big play because Cheltenham, I'm sure, they haven't passed. The only time they passed was an incomplete pass in overtime, and
that was looked like that was a read option though.
Yeah, a little bit. And I mean,
Looked
again,
like the quarterback made that call himself to pass it off.
Right. And Dylan Jones in shotgun, 3rd and 19. He does drop back to pass. He's got
Lots of
all
time in
day
the
to
pocket.
throw, and he ends up running. He looks. He's at the 10 and brought down at the 7-yard line. That's a big pickup.
What is this?
By
4th and 1,
Yeah,
2?
No, 4th down and 7.
4th and 7.
And because it's a big stop by Cheltenham, big stop by Colonials, excuse me, and Cheltenham.
7 for the Panthers. Panthers will attempt the field goal.
Cheltenham looks to
Field goal
take
unit
on top to their lead. Cheltenham, the kick is up, and the kick is off the bar. No good.
Colonials get the ball back with a chance to score and win the game.
Big defensive stop by.
That is huge play.
That's another one of those missed field goals that the Colonials, great defensive stand, and all they need now is a score, and they will win the game.
Reminds me of that missed field goal by North Carolina. That missed field goal this weekend by North Carolina State.
Exactly.
Hit the upright versus a top 5 team. That's a huge, huge play.
Well, PW gets the ball at the 10-yard line. 20 seconds on the play clock. Plenty of time. Again, once in that power I formation, Stober on their center.
Runs it.
Dante Jones. Dante! Touchdown!
Colonials win! 26-20, Colonials win!
A game by both teams. Dante Wilson, only fitting that he is the one who wins the game for the Colonials.
Absolutely right. This Colonials running game has been controlling the second half and continues into overtime. First play of overtime from the 15, and he brings it to the house for Colonials win.
Absolutely. Great job by the Colonials. Great job by their offensive line. They looked a little bit shaky in the first half, but I'll tell you, they came out firing in the second half, and that's what won them this game.
Colonials fans uncharacteristically storming the field. That should not be happening after what should have been a sure win by this Colonials team against a Cheltenham team that looked outmatched but actually played surprisingly well. It had a lot of things to their advantage, but it turned out in the Colonials' favor.
When are we signing off?
Colonials win 26-20.
Okay. Well, that's a great way to end the homecoming game. The Colonials, great game, great 26-20 win over Cheltenham, and they definitely had their ups and downs in this game, but the most important part is that you come out with a win. And for Spencer Berg, I am Justin Green. Thank you for tuning in, and go Colonials.